Hey everyone, welcome back to Adventures with Edna. I'm Chris. And if you watched part 2 of our last video and you made it to the end, you know that I screwed up putting this clutch in. After going back and watching the video footage, it seemed like I was really putting the hurting on those clutch bolts. And full transparency, I was going to try to ignore it, and then I kept myself up all night, mad at myself for having broken pressure plate bolt, which is here. So this morning I ran out to early Ford and picked up a brand new set of bolts for the pressure plate. So my transmission's in here, but it's not all the way in, so it'll just take me a second to pull it back out. Then we got to take the clutch and pressure plate back out, and then we got to figure out how we're going to get this, what's left of that bolt, out of the flywheel. So that should be fun. The only way forward is through. We have all that out. Which one there is the broken one? I believe it's that one. It's deep in there, isn't it? I don't think they want you to get to that. We'll put it up top. No, let's put it on the bottom. Or there. So that's where it is. And I countersink some. Let me see if I can figure out where my punch is. We'll see if we can center punch that. I'll be right back. Alright, so I can't seem to get the camera in here where you guys can see it very well. But I'm going to take this center punch and this hammer, and I'm going to center punch this hole and see if I can get it where I can drill through it. So wish me luck. This hole here, there in my face. Well, that would have worked out great if I was trying to punch it from the side, because I wasn't anywhere near the front. Still wasn't anywhere near it. Shall we try it a third time? We are way off. Way off. I think we ruined our chances here. Yeah, I'm just going into the same hole. Way off center. Yeah, every time I hit it now, it just goes in the same spot. So I think we screwed this up already. I think what's going to wind up happening, most likely, is we're going to have to take this outer bell housing off and get it from the back side. So I read from a lot of people. Well, it's worth a shot. I guess. Maybe. Maybe not. Drilled all the way through. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. All right. Let's see if we can get a wrench for this. The hole is offset, but we might still be able to get it out. I don't know. How am I supposed to hit it? I ain't gonna do nothing. don't even know what's going on. Probably nothing. Oh, nothing. They're just weirdly spinning in this hole that I created. No, I went the wrong way with it. Screwed everything up. Left-handed bolt removal. Gotta get in here a better way. I don't know what I'm doing, or if what I'm doing is accomplishing anything. That's a pretty stupid idea, probably. It's a miracle! It came out! Holy crap. Back in the game. Get some metal filings out and I'll be ready to put back together again. Yeah. I'm pulling out metal filings now. Well, I had to drill a hole for the easy out. See, all that is in there now, so I just got to get all that crap out. All that was in there, so I might give it a quick blast with some carb cleaner. I'll start reassembling. Where is the carb cleaner? Under the truck. Reassembly time is finally upon us. All our new bolts. Left our Loctite in the building. It's kind of funny that they put blue Loctite in a red bottle, but mark it blue. And then the red Loctite also comes in a red bottle. So they look almost identical other than saying red and blue. All right, let's get our old bolts out of the way. We're going to use this one and take our paper towel and stuff it back in there so that the bolts actually start. Got to learn from our mistakes, guys. Learn from our mistakes. So, don't need that there. Don't need that there. Don't need these here. Six bolts, six washers. Got the new bolts from early Ford the other day, and he recommended putting a little bit of blue Loctite on each one. So, why argue with the man? It's just to shake it. So we're going to do that too. All right, this is our first bolt. We'll put it on the washer instead of the nut. Pressure plate. I should probably move this carb cleaner before I lean down on the button. Put that there for a moment. Get our Loctited bolt. In there. Started. More Loctite on the nut, or on the washer. Anywhere but where it's supposed to go. Come on now, get out of there. We're still having a few issues here with trying to line stuff up. This one doesn't look like it's even in, and it's not. still not started. Do we not have enough paper towel in here or what? That's not going in. I don't think I have enough paper towel in there. Why are we not even starting? None of our bolts have started. I don't like that at all. Maybe we don't need lock washers at all. They don't come with them. Well, maybe that was right. Is it grabbed right on? The old ones had washers, but they're also slightly longer. I hate it when that happens. There's another one started. And stuck. tight. Apparently I can't get anywhere near that one where it's at. Can't see the screw down here on this one. There we go. And one more. Can I get to the last one? Nope, not yet. So we gotta turn. Alright, now we're into the torquing mode. Without braking this time. I think I'm going to try to go to the other side so I can use my right hand. I'm tired of working with my left hand. Out here at the top of this one. One. Two. Can't see this one, so I don't even know if I'm close to it or on it, or otherwise. There we go. Try not to tighten the piss out of these this time so we don't break another one and then cost ourselves another couple of days. I didn't think this video was going to go on for 3 parts. I was thinking maybe 2. I saw how much footage I had in the beginning. Okay. 1. 2. Oh, lost our socket. 3. 4. 5. Where'd it go? Let's start over because I lost track of which one I was on. All right, I think we're good. Now that I've spent all this time, I'm going to take a break for lunch, and I'm going to double check and make sure that I don't need those lock washers. We're going to put the lock washers back on, so we're just going to zip through that real quick. All right, something I did just learn is if you line this up with this little tab here where the bolt is, you can slip the wrench or slip the socket in there quite easily. You know, since I'm an expert and all now, taking the flywheel in and out. All right. Let's stop doing dumb things and put a transmission in here. Move that. Hit myself in the head with a shifter. Basically just trying to line the splines and the transmission into the pressure plate, and then it should slide in place. You know, allegedly. Based on the gap, I think the transmission actually might need to come up a little bit. All right, let's try it again. There we go. Look at that. Rattle! All right, what do we got for bolts? We have moved on to bigger and better things. These are all old clutch bolts, so we don't need them. This is a mounting bolt. This one without a lock washer is always the one that goes right here where our speedometer cable mounts. Put another one here. Another one here. Another one here. And the rest are underneath. Perfect. Let's drop it. Battery died. These back bolts are always kind of weird. If you can't get anything in there, you gotta stick something in there to kind of pin pin the nut. So I got that one. I can't get this one. That one's got the new bolt. This one's fine threaded. Fine threads. I'm pretty sure there is no getting a wrench in here. What size is this? 3/4. I'm sidebarring for no particular reason here. Basically just putting my clutch linkage back on for no real reason yet. While we're thinking about it, let's go back and hit those bell housing bolts just so we know that they're all the way in. I need this thing to go on. Everything is in and tight except that bolt and the pin for our clutch linkage, which is not quite attached yet. See if I can put you guys here so you can see that action. You can still see a little bit. There we go. Where did the pin go? There, I've got our pin. It's off a hair. Got no traction with that. All right, that's all the way in, so when we go back underneath, we'll put the cotter pin back in it. We took this bolt out from the bottom, but we're going to put it back in from up top. You know, since we're up here. Alright, so I guess the only thing we have left to do before we go underneath is figure out what's going on with this, why we can't get it on. It's almost in, so it's one of those little by little jobs. I'm sitting here looking at this screw here, wondering where it came from. And I think it's a starter screw, but what's it doing up here? I don't think it's been up here. Did we accidentally grab it with the magnet and not notice? Might be another problem for another time. Is our starter working okay? Seems to be. So I think what we're going to do now is, you guys thought we were done with seals, but we are not. We still have a nice new gasket for here, plus new fluid. Take the pry bar, put it right there, and you pull. We're in neutral. So there is no gasket in here at all. And this is also a mess. So we got to clean this out without putting anything down in there. Also, we should probably put some Teflon around that. I don't think that's 3/4, is it? No. I don't remember if this plug was leaking or not. Offhand. It seems like everything was leaking, so it's probably a good bet. Luckily, I have another roll of Teflon, aside from the one that I covered in carb cleaner the other day. Try to clean up these threads a little bit. These threads actually look pretty clean overall. I mean, they're not gummed up. I mean, they've got grease on them, but they're not gummed up, which is typically the case. Get some Teflon and be right back. All right. Nice, clean Teflon. We're not using our fill plug because we're just going to fill from the top while we got the top off. That should be good. Pack a few paper towels in here just to try to keep things from falling down in there if we can. Try to cut away. See, we put this on the last time we filled this up, or topped it off, I guess you could say. If you remember that video. But there was no gasket in here. But we have a nice new gasket from our set to go on here. Got to do the same thing to our housing here too. Out. Put in our nice new fluid. Also from early Ford. $600 weight. Let that sit. I've got another one to fill it up to the drain plug. Kind of looking in there for the plug. That should be good. By the time everything flattens out, I'll double check it in a couple minutes once that other bottle finishes draining. Alright, so we got, which one? It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. And this one. These are for the side shifter. You don't need those. Now, the only real difference between whether it goes this way... Wait a minute. Do I have it backwards? I did have it backwards. Yeah. Round side forward. Otherwise, your holes don't line up. So we got our red silicone again, which I dried up again. Be right back. Paper gasket on. All right, we got our other side nicely coated here. So all we got to do is line up our shift forks. We're on that one, and we're on that one. And we're in place. I'll get this tube out of the way. Put you guys back down where you can see. And now for the last seal. I don't think this one's even in here. Big gob right here. Well, there was a little bit of a gasket in there. Where'd that razor blade go? That's a parcel part of it. There's another part of it. Nice new seal. And put her cap back on. Inspection plate. My pry bar. See if it works as a screwdriver still. No, not really. That's too wide. There we go. Now the razor blade, now I don't need it anymore. Use our knife as a screwdriver. I took this plate off camera, but this is exactly how I took it off. It was with my knife because I didn't have a screwdriver on me. Speedo cable. Alright, the only thing we have left to do is put our key pin or our cotter pin on our clutch. Figure out why we can't get this bolt to tighten up. Get these two down here. Get the two bell housing bolts down there. And put the drive shaft back in, and we're finished. Alright, I got this one off camera. If you look down below, I got the jack under it. with a block and lifted it up just enough to get the wrench in there. And then I tightened it down. Now I got that good. That one's good. Now we can drop that one back down. And everything we have left to do is underneath. So close to the end, I feel like we can taste it. Put our cotter pin back in down here. Clutch is good. Put our last two bell housing bolts in. Next, we got these, the fine threaded ones, as I thought I was going to see if I could find. These are the fun ones, because these are the ones that may or may not take forever. So the microphone died sometime during tightening up these two bolts on the bottom. So now I'm just getting the drive shaft slid back in, and then we'll go back to the back end and get the bolts, or well, get the U-bolts back into the drive shaft. So right here, we're just getting our U-bolts back in, getting those tightened down. Once I get the bolts all snugged, right here, I go back and you don't see it, but I just went and put the transmission in gear so it wouldn't spin any while I tighten these bolts down. So they're all good and snug here. And that means we are officially done with our transmission seal project. Now, we're not putting it back on the ground yet, because before I do, I'm going to tighten up the rear brake shoes, because I know they need to be done, and then she'll be ready to go back on the ground. We're not putting the transmission tunnel back on yet, because we're going to go right into another project. which you won't want to miss, which will be out on Monday. But other than that, we're good to go. Probably take it for a drive sometime tomorrow. Definitely been too long since Edna's been out. So hopefully you guys learned something. What to do, what not to do, where not to screw up. Don't forget, guys, adventures are out there everywhere. You just got to find them. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon if you want to help support us there. We really appreciate it a lot. And you don't want to miss out on that extra content. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.